Und da jetzt. Das Blutbad ist unsere neue Aufgabe.
Und du darfst fortfahren.
Er ist tot. Nein.
Nein.
Holmes, what happened?
I feel deathly.
And you look it. Let me examine you. Please don't tell me that you've returned to your old habits.
Welche alten Angewohnheiten? Gucken wir mal. Pupillen.
The pupil is dilated.
Im Hals vielleicht?
Stirn.
The temperature appears to be normal.
Und Puls.
Das würde ich am Hals
I need to
machen.
concentrate and count the heartbeats. I need to concentrate and count the heartbeats. A weak pulse, around 50 beats per minute.
Oha.
But you're dying, Holmes. Your pulse rate is dropping. We need to get you to the hospital immediately.
The antidote. Give it to me.
The antidote? You mean that you're poisoned?
Now.
Grüß dich, Kevin.
Here, drink it all.
Uhu.
Don't tell me that you did this to yourself.
Hemlock and datura. I was compelled to.
Holmes, imagine if I'd not returned home when I did. What might have happened?
I knew that you would.
Mr. Holmes, Inspector Lestrade is here to see you.
Mr. Holmes is unable to see anyone at the moment. He is unwell.
A good day, Inspector.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, I'm glad to find you here. I need your help. This is a strange one. We have brought in 2 young bankers from the city, sons of lords, members of the chamber, and so on and so forth. They were found stranded in a rowing boat that was drifting on the Thames.
A romantic escapade with an unhappy ending, Lestrade.
What? Well, yes, they were both in the bath, but, what?
As I said,
And they were tied together.
you are lacking in imagination, Inspector.
Well, no, I'm not. Anyway, there was a banner flapping about in the boat with the RMS Oceanic printed on it and signed by the Merry Men.
The Oceanic. Isn't that the largest steamer ever built?
Yes, and these 2 young banker chaps are sons of the owners of the White Star Line, the company that built it. There are rumours of corruption.
I'm not interested in politics, Lestrade.
I'll keep it then. Here's another one that's a bit more complex and maybe to your liking. It's a murder, but we're unable to find any weapon. We haven't touched anything. It's at the Roman Baths in Strand Lane.
A murder, a vanishing weapon, the Roman baths. That's for us. Watson, fetch your hat.
Das andere hätte mich aber auch interessiert, das mit der Themse. Hauen wir rüber, ne?
Ja, ich muss nur gerade schmunzeln.
Worüber?
Wegen der RMS Oceanic und der White Star Line. Mit dem größten Dampfschiff. Das war nämlich das größte Dampfschiff vor der Titanic.
Mhm.
Auch von der White Star Line.
Ich verstehe.
Deswegen musste ich gerade so gucken, wann das Schiff gebaut wurde und ja.
What a beautiful place.
With a dreadful murder. The body of Sir Rodney Bentcliffe is still in the steam room. It has not been touched, per your usual instructions, Mr. Holmes. I shall be waiting for you here, but please hurry.
Gibt es denn Verdächtigen?
Are you able to identify the men who were with the victim in the steam room?
Yes. The manager of the bath, Sir Gregory Pitkin, a lad from the city council, Garrow, and an archaeologist by the name of Blinkhorn. I think the plump one, Garrow, did it. He doesn't seem right in the head.
Well, we shall see.
Ja, nicht zu schnell und nicht zu voreilig. Haben wir eine Tatwaffe.
You found no murder weapon?
No, and that's why I called you. All 3 witnesses and the victim were locked in when the murder occurred, and they remained so until we got here. We even had to pick the lock to enter.
I see.
Das heißt, derjenige müsste ja einer der beiden 3 sein. Zeugen.
Was there anyone else here, apart from those gentlemen in the steam room?
Yes, a Mr. Phillips. He was the one who called the police. He'll be able to give you more details.
Und das klingt doch schon mal nach einem Plan. Reden wir mal mit dem Herrn Phillips.
Ich mag den Brunnen. Ist schön.
Good day to you, Mr. Phillips. My name is Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. Would you be so kind as to answer our questions?
Certainly, sir.
Was ist geschehen?
Please tell us the chain of events from the start of your day. Everything that you can remember. The slightest detail may be of importance.
Very well, sir. I came in at 6:30 this morning, and I opened the baths. I made sure that the room was clean, and I prepared the towels. The brazier was still burning.
There was a fire burning all night.
Yes, Sir Gregory ordered me to light the brazier yesterday. It takes some time until the room is fully heated. The gentlemen had a meeting at 9 o'clock this morning. I wanted everything to be perfect. They'd been in the steam room for 20 minutes when I suddenly heard shouting. I ran to the door, but it was closed. I couldn't open it. So I ran out to the street to call for the police. One constable came up, and then there were others, and they picked the lock. Then Inspector Lestrade came along, and he told us that nothing should be touched.
Okay, gab es noch andere Besucher?
Did you receive any other visitors this morning?
No one. Until these gentlemen arrived. Sir Gregory was the first. And then, while we were discussing work details, Sir Rodney and Mr. Blinkhorn arrived, and Mr. Garrow followed.
And what happened after that?
I waited until they'd all entered the steam room, then I returned to the hall. The changing room door was open, so I should hear if they needed anything.
You would have heard if someone had entered or left the steam room.
Certainly, sir. These doors make a lot of noise.
Also, wenn es jemand externes war, muss er von woanders reingekommen sein.
Ja,
Dann schauen wir uns mal an. Er hat Falten.
leichte.
Was? Penibel. Leichte Falten.
Die Augen sind leicht. Okay, nee.
Ach, gestärkter Kragen habe ich. Ah, ne, hier, gestärkter Kragen. Ach so. Okay. Glänzende Knöpfe. Manchester City. Heute aufgegebenes Telegramm. Das hätte ich gerne mal gesehen. Was könnte das sein? Irgendwas mit leer.
Lebt alleine oder so.
Oh. Schnittwunde, schneidet sich die Haare selbst, lebt alleine. Das ist richtig. Haben wir noch was wir ihm fragen können?
These baths are becoming sinister.
Okay. Der Brunnen gefällt dir also.
Ja, der ist schön. Oder nicht? So mit Blutwasser?
Ja, wie gesagt, bis auf die Figuren, da können wir ein bisschen was Cooleres finden, aber ja.
Ja, ich weiß.
So. Wenn der da sitzt, ist da bestimmt Eingang oder was? Sudatorium, Auditorium. Exitus. Hier stirbst du. Oder? Genau. Das habe ich erwartet. Aber Kim möchte jetzt die Leichen sehen. Bitgardium.
Are the steam rooms on the other side, Mr. Holmes?
Lass mich doch mal gucken.
Are the steam rooms on the other side, Mr. Holmes?
Mr. Holmes.
Mr. Holmes. Hatten wir ja nur im ersten.
Das sind die Umkleiden, hat er gesagt. Die Tür hat er zwischen offen gelassen. Champagnerflasche. Wein.
Champagne for a special occasion. An ice bucket to keep the champagne chilled. Unopened, it was intended to be enjoyed after the steam session.
Wer macht denn ein Meeting in einer Dampfsauna? Kann man sich doch nichts aufschreiben. Kleidung.
Expensive clothes belonging to one of the men from the steam room.
Wahrscheinlich der tot ist.
Vielleicht.
Ne, die anderen, wenn sie sich angezogen haben, sind ja bestimmt schon gegangen. Wir warten da drin ja bestimmt. Oh, okay, doch nicht.
These clothes belong to one of the suspects from the steam room. Clothes belonging to one of the suspects.
Dann gucken wir mal weiter, ne?
Leichen.
Die sind wirklich noch drin. Und die müssen die ganze Zeit mit Leiche da aushalten, ernsthaft?
Hast du das links gesehen?
Was?
Ja, genau.
Good Lord, Holmes.
Ah, death with a peculiarly Roman piquancy.
Like the one you almost had an hour ago.
Let us forget about that.
Wollen wir die Leiche als zuerst oder wollen wir uns erstmal umschauen? Gitter.
The grid cannot be removed.
Achtung, die werden wir durch. Vor allem, ich hätte mal die Sauna ausgeschaltet in der Zwischenzeit. Ein Hebel.
G. Newell and Sons, Steam Specialists, Seattle, WA. With the steam on, I'm unable to see even a few feet away.
Okay, so schnell sollten wir vielleicht noch gar nicht sein.
Kannst du das wieder ausschalten?
Wäre blöd, wenn das so geblieben wäre.
Mhm.
Die müssen wir später bestimmt deaktivieren. Eine Brille. Da liegt eine Brille hin, ernsthaft.
Sehr schlau.
Aber durch die Gläser der Toten soll man doch irgendwas sehen können. Ne?
One lens is cracked, probably due to the temperature of the brazier.
Kann man mir erklären, wie die Brille noch hält, wenn das dadurch gebrochen ist?
Ist
Müsste
vielleicht
das-
noch nicht ganz durch. An den Rändern.
These lenses are for myopia. The wearer is short-sighted.
Okay, eine kurzsichtige Person also.
The brazier is still burning. The heat here is extreme. It is too hot. I cannot reach into it. I will need something to pick up this melted metal.
Da wurde irgendwas geschmolzen. Okay. Was? Gut auf dem Badetuch.
It's horrible. So Rodney, he's dead. Can't we speak about it somewhere else?
Blood traces wiped on the towel.
I found him. I touched his shoulder, thinking that he was just asleep.
Sollte Mr. Garrow nicht der Dicke sein? Also wenn der Dicke ist, was bin ich dann? Also bitte. Mr. Pitkin? Wir lernen erstmal gleich die nackten Tatsachen Sachen
I'm
kennen.
in shock. I don't want to talk.
It's horrible. I can't talk at the moment.
Also schon, der hat doch leichte Probleme wie ich.
Mr. Holmes?
Ach, da haben wir es doch wieder.
Gut, schauen wir uns mal die Leiche an, ne?
Er hat's vermisst.
Halt.
I should check this blood sample at Baker Street.
Oh, wir dürfen wieder hier richtig. Na. Der fiel gar nicht auf.
This key was covered in blood. I should ask Phillips about it.
Na, dann gucken wir mal.
Ausgestochenes Auge.
There was only one hit from the weapon. It pierced the right eye straight through to the brain. Death would have been instantaneous.
Okay.
The wound should not have bled so profusely. This pool is rather large.
Das heißt, er hatte Blutverdünnung in sich.
Well, death is very recent. Between 30 minutes to 1 hour ago.
Some dirt or earth. I'll take a sample.
Und da fehlt ein Ring, ja.
Look, Watson. He was wearing a ring. He very likely removed it before the steam session. I think we have found all that we can here, taking into consideration the abysmal lighting. Constable, we have finished with the body.
Nein.
We don't have many leads here.
What concerns me is that we still have to find the murder weapon.
Mr. Holmes?
Please have the body removed without disturbing anything else in the room.
All right, Mr. Holmes.
I was wondering, Holmes, it's fairly reckless to carry out a murder inside a closed chamber. Why do you suppose they did it?
There are a great many possibilities. The murderer was in a hurry. Or he is an artist. Or a ghost. Or he wanted to ensure that I'd be brought in on the case.
Probably the latter. You are ridiculous. Do you know that?
The weapon is nowhere to be found.
Okay, noch was ist? Nein. Schönes Blutlatschen. Ich rede nur mal mit denen. Ob wir es jetzt können?
I don't want to stay here. Let us out, please.
Nein.
Rum.
Reden wir mal mit Mr. Phillips.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
Noch warten. Wenn er es uns anbietet, ich würde noch warten.
Okay.
Please wait. I need to do something first.
Ich will jetzt wissen, wofür der Schlüssel ist.
There is a bottle of champagne on ice in the changing room. Do you have any idea who left it there?
There is? Are you quite certain? I didn't pay any attention. Do you believe that it's important?
Sonst würden wir nicht fragen.
How many people have keys to the steam room?
We have just the one key for now, which Sir Gregory gave to me.
So, this morning you opened the steam room, and then?
I put the key inside my desk, but when they called, I couldn't find it. It had disappeared, but I don't know where it is.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or receive any visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
Blutverschmierter Schlüssel, morgendliches Telegramm, gekühlter Champagner, Blutprobe, Schmutzprobe. Eigentlich ist der
der Schlüssel.
Ja. Aber falsch. Wählen Sie die richtige Antwort aus.
Das Telegramm.
Did you leave the baths at any time, or
Oh, cool, dass wir
receive
noch einen
any
Versuch haben.
visitors?
No, sir, I did not.
Das ist wahrscheinlich das Telegramm.
Ja.
You are not telling the truth, Mr. Phillips. You left your work this morning, and you went to the post office,
So,
where you dispatched a telegram at around 7:30.
But how could you... No,
The telegram was for someone in Manchester.
Mr. Holmes, it's I'll tell you everything. I left the baths at 7:20. My sister wrote to me yesterday, and she needed a reply, or our mother is unwell. I was away for 20 minutes, and I closed the baths on my way out.
Did you receive a reply from your sister?
No, she wasn't meant to. I just told her to pawn my old school uniform so that she could pay for the medication.
Did you check to see if the key was still in your desk when you returned?
No, I didn't. Please, Mr. Holmes, don't tell the police about this. Sir Gregory would give me the sack. I need this job.
I see.
Je nachdem, wo sowas rausgekommen ist. Das heißt, einer von den Jungs, also so, der Täter muss irgendwie den Schlüssel gehabt haben und sich da reingeschließen haben.
Ja.
Gucken wir noch mit den Jungs reden.
Ich denke mal, das wirst du wahrscheinlich erst, wenn die mitgenommen wurden.
I can't understand what happened.
If you have to interrogate me, I'd like to be...
It's horrible.
Also
So
Carl,
Rodney is dead.
Garrow hat das Blut dran, aber er hat auch begründet, warum. Weil er an ihm dran war, weil er dachte, er schläft. Dann hat er wahrscheinlich die Hand in der Hand gehabt und ist runterrutscht. Gut. Dann schicken wir sie nach Hause, würde ich sagen.
Mhm.
Wir wissen, er hat ein Telegramm geschickt. Kann man das denn eigentlich schon anschauen, beweistechnisch? Nein, oder? Okay, das muss man dann auch alles analysieren. Das, ach ja. Philips hat heute Morgen um 7:30 Uhr auf der Post ein Telegramm auf. Das hätten wir vorher lesen sollen. Dann wäre das vorher nicht passiert.
Ja, mein Gott.
Dann hätten wir es gewusst. Ja. Müssen das eigentlich? Ach, Watson. Ja.
All these events are bad.
Mr. Holmes, I should like to take the suspects to the yard. You can interrogate them there. Any objections?
None, Lestrade.
Persönliche Gegenstände und so. Ach, dann wahrscheinlich aber auf dem Revier, nicht mehr hier. Genau. Wir gehen mal zum Scotland Yard, würde ich sagen.
Mhm.